Welcome to the Fifth Estate, a conversation between young African scholars from the Fort Hall School of Government and Professor Mutahi Ngunye. This Sunday, we will send a letter to Parliament, and we will do it in search of a suicidal MP ready to embark on a mission for country. We will also submit to Parliament that the competition between Uhuru and Raila is harmful to country. Uhuru has ignored Raila's insults with a cheeky smile. Yet, ignoring an insult of passion can be fatal. And as Idris Shah taught us, you can kick a man, slap a man, inflict physical wounds on a man, and he will forgive you. But if you ignore a man, he will seethe with anger and vengeance until he does you harm. And this is where Raila is today. Because he is ignored, he has downloaded his anger on the national psyche. Now we are all angry. Not because we have a reason to be angry, but because Raila has told us to get angry. And this is why we are writing to Parliament in search of a suicidal MP.
Deep within, we are angry for a good reason. In 2007, we fought. The choir master betrayed the pastor. The Sunday school teacher had no mercy on the children. Our acts of anger took us to a new low. We surprised ourselves. If Raila's anger is therefore manufactured and self-serving, it cannot compare with the deep-seated anger that led us to the unexpected war. Yet this anger was never resolved. In fact, the new constitution buried the anger alive. And this is why we are looking for a suicidal MP to resolve this problem once and for all.
According to the good book, God hates cowards. In fact, he places cowards, witches, and clever sinners in the same category. And if Kenya is a nation of cowards, Parliament is the house of cowards. And we state this unapologetically. Now I will explain. When the draft constitution was brought to Parliament in 2010, there were over 100 suggested amendments. But because we were afraid of war, Parliament passed the constitution with all the defects and attendant political diseases. Then Parliament promised to rectify the disease-infected constitution. But 7 years later, nothing has happened. And this is because Parliament is afraid of annoying, sick and angry Kenyans. This is why Parliament must be gazetted as a house of cowards. Instead of the dog wagging the tail is wagging the dog here. Kenya is sick with constitutional diseases, and Parliament is afraid of using its surgical knife. And this is why we are looking for a suicidal MP who is not a coward.
Dear Parliament people, now we will break down this constitutional disease you are afraid of. We fought because of the dominance of one tribe, and this is a historical fact. Yet the new constitution was shy to rectify this defect. In fact, it made it worse. It ensured that after Uhuru, the next president will be Ruto, and after Ruto, a Gama candidate will materialize in 2032, and then a Kalenjin candidate in 2042. And the cycle of ethnic majoritarianism will continue until thine kingdom come. We write to you, as the Parliament, because you must stop this constitutional insanity. In fact, if we are angry as a nation, it is not because Raila manufactured artificial anger. It is because we have nothing to look forward to. We write to you, therefore, in search of a suicidal MP who will take us back to the Kofi Annan peace formula. And we ask for this formula before elections, because if we do not embrace it now, we will be forced to embrace it after the election goes bad.
For NASA to be viable, it has to create the position of Prime Minister before this election. To create this position, you do not require a referendum. That is a convenient lie. Article 255 of the Constitution has listed the 9 things that require a referendum, and the structure of national executive at Article 130 is not one of those things. So creating the position of Prime Minister through a referendum is unconstitutional in my view. Promising Kalonzo and Mudavadi this position after the election is also a stinking con. It will not happen. It is another fake MOU like the one between Kibaki and Raila. According to Article 256 of the Constitution, however, the position of Prime Minister can be created through a 2/3 majority in Parliament. And this can be created in the next 3 months if you wanted to do so. And this is why we are looking for a suicidal MP who has nothing to lose except his chains. An MP who can introduce an amendment to Article 130 to save country. And because NASA and Jubilee need this position, it will garner the necessary 2/3 majority, in my view. And then Uhuru can offer the position to Kalonzo Musyoka or to Mudavadi or even to Raila Odinga. You never know.
Dear Parliament people, it is a shame that 10 years after we fought, the fear of fighting is back with us. It is a shame that we had all the time to deal with this monster, but we ignored it. Instead, we preoccupied ourselves with manufactured anger from Raila and other useless stories. Now we are afraid that 2017 will be a replay of 2007. Shame on us for doing nothing. Dear Parliament people, leadership is action, not position. All we have seen from you this year is an exhibition of position. And where we have seen action, it has been in support of your political masters, not country. In sum, you have wasted our national hopes for 4 years. Because you stood for nothing, we're angry. We're angry because you had all the time to heal the nation, but you squandered it on rented debates. If we are afraid of war in 2017, shame on you for wasting 10 years from 2007. But you can change this in the next 5 months, if you have the will. Or can you?
Dear Parliament people, there is hope for country, and you are our only hope. The manufactured anger by Raila and the genuine anger that made us fight in 2007 are currently at war. But these are just expressions of what we failed to resolve in 2007. Unfortunately though, this fight is like that of the matatu driver and his makanga. One day, the two fellows fought while the matatu was moving at high speed. Then the matatu veered off the road on a downward spin. It looked like a normal rural road, but actually they were headed for a ditch. As this happened, the driver and his makanga continued to fight. Then one passenger asked them where the matatu was going. The driver told him he did not know where they were going, but all that he knew is that they were going there very fast. And this is our reality today. We do not know where we are going, but we are going there very, very fast.
Dear MPs, things are not that bad. The manufactured anger by Raila is nothing but displaced aggression. But there's a positive side to this. We are experiencing natural growth. We are like an aging eagle. In its 40s and 50s, an eagle has anger and frustration because it is tired. Its talons are overgrown and weak. They cannot grip its prey. Its beak is dull and bent. It cannot pick or peck. Its body is overgrown with feathers, heavy, sticky, and useless. It cannot fly. In this condition, the eagle has only one option. It retreats to the mountaintops. Up there, it plucks out all its feathers. Then it plucks out the talons from its feet. Lastly, it knocks off its beak by banging it against a rock until it comes out. Defenseless, it waits for its feathers, beak, and talons to grow back. Other eagles fly overhead, scaring off predators and bringing it food. When its beak and feathers grow back, it is as good as new. And this is where we are as Kenyans. We are not angry. We are just changing.